that gold has a proven track record. No, I keep buying because it's on sale. One thing, and I find this really interesting, when people look at Wall Street and says, oh, silver's worth 26 bucks an ounce and gold is worth, whatever. What they're really looking at is a paper contract that does not reflect a true supply demand market. It reflects a trading market. So there is a huge disconnect that we really saw unfolding. Oh, I saw it in 2008, and then we saw it again in March of 2020 between the physical markets, of which there is a finite amount, and the paper markets from the bullion banks, which are an infinite amount. They never change behavior, they simply change the accounting rules. So I can tell you that personally, unfortunately it was before I knew print screen, but personally, doing some research into the Bank for International Settlements on their derivative account, that was a really interesting study that I did, but I digress. But in there, and I saw it myself, so it's not hearsay, they had for every one physical ounce of gold, there were over 62,000 digital ounces of gold. That will never exist. But can that impact the price that you and I see? Of course it can, because that's all leverage. And what did the COMEX do? They changed their contracts to reflect the change in the markets. They didn't change behavior. So I know for 100%, I know that what you see on the spot gold and spot silver market, it does not reflect the true fundamental value of an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver. Well, I definitely am a lover of history. And so when they're resetting the system, what they have to do is they have to remove all value. They have to get rid of all of the debt. And even in the central bank digital currencies, it was not really very easy to determine what they were going to use to justify the creation of them. So the most that I've been able to find is they want to continue to do it on a debt system. And therefore, they have to get rid of the huge mountain of debt that they continue to grow. But it is more important now than it ever was, because this is the only thing that's actually out of the system. I mean, it runs no counterparty risk. I hold it, I own it outright, and because both gold and silver are used across the entire global market, it does not require a government to say that it's money. It's money. That's been understood for thousands of years, and it has the broadest base of functionality and the broadest base of buyer. So there is 100% of the time, there is always demand. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending upon where we are in the economic cycle. But 100% of the time, there is demand for it. And what other asset can you say that about? Pushing into the silver complex and the gold complex, actually, that hasn't really stopped. But SLV is unable to create baskets out of physical silver because supply is so tight. And they had to change their prospectus to reflect that.